Paw Patrol World versus Paw Patrol Dino World. Which one of these games is the better game? Which one is literally better than the other? The reason I might prefer this 2023 game over something as massive island as Dino World? Or is it something else because of the new movie? Well, I think it's fair enough to compare both these games. I thought it was about time to compare both these games to each other to see which game is better in that regard. We'll break everything down into categories and see what happens. So, I say we just hop right to it. I have my Switch 2 with me, so we'll be able to look at which game is better in that regard. Now, I think the first category for this we should look at is, well, it's kind of a no-brainer. We need to look at controls. So, first off, we'll look at Paw Patrol World first, and then we'll look at Dino Worlds. Now, guys, full disclosure, these games came out like 2 different years. This game came out, Paw Patrol World came out in like 2023, and of course, as we know, Paw Patrol Dino World came out in literally 2026, which is this year. This game came out, what, almost like a couple of weeks ago? Almost like a week ago now. Holy crap. And guys, don't worry, I have another Paw Patrol video game video tomorrow. That was more or less going to be a ranking video. I hope you guys are getting excited for it. Also, while you're here, make sure you drop a like as well. That'd be awesome. And also feel free to leave a dislike. That's absolutely fine. But also feel free to subscribe. Admittedly, this is different compared to Dino World's Open. Also, this is different too, since this game also does have a save slots. So you're going there, yeah. Oh yeah, also Dino World also does have save slots. I literally made an entire video about it, even though I didn't show everything. Just because I didn't. Okay. Alright, Paw Patrol World controls. They're basic. You can use the stick to move any of the characters. You move and press the B button and jump. A gives you the character select. X gives the pups their vehicles. Y does virtually nothing. So it's pretty basic. You're not really doing much. Rather than just running around collecting pup treats and collecting the pup tags and everything. And also getting missions done along with getting other collectibles. So I just noticed you can interact with the Chicoletta statues on the beach. Yeah. Also, the general consensus that the driving also feels pretty darn well. It kind of balances the mission-based games with some of Grand Prix missions, if that makes sense. Because it feels kind of good to do in general, given that they had to do that. So yes, Paw Patrol World does definitely have good controls, especially when it has a bunch of different characters, even though they all play roughly the absolute same. But now, I think it's time we talked about the other game, Paw Patrol Dino World. Does this game control just as well as World, or is it lacking? Well, let's load it up and play it after a while. Not gonna lie, guys, the last time I played this was when I kind of 100% it. And can you guys let me know in the comments how many pup treats you need to collect in this game to 100% it. I kind of did and didn't do that. I'll be talking about this in tomorrow's video as well. We'll be talking about this in tomorrow's video. So yeah. Boom. I just love how they show the powerful dino world screen in your face. That's not the bad we're hit with this, which is just awesome, and it's literally the cover of the case. The other one was the same too, but I think the dino one's cooler. Same look with everything. You also, of course, have the same files, but just shows your pup and nothing else. Now, both these games are obviously big games, and you're exploring 5 different areas in the game. Now, Dino World is different. The movement is kind of the same, but also different, given that you can actually run slightly faster. Given that you can actually run. Each of the pups do control differently. But the pups have extra things this time around. They can jump, they actually have super speed. They, after running for a little bit, they will speed up. Plus, you also have little mini games there in between the areas. Now, in terms of the abilities the pups have, that is a great question to talk, because they all have different abilities. Marshall can spray water out of his water can by holding Y, which is cool as heck. If you go to a specific thing with Rocky, he will, of course, fix it up. The Rubble can drill and break stuff that's around him. Even stuff that you repaired with Rocky can break. Zuma can dive underwater. Zuma can dive underwater, which means swimming down to areas you cannot normally reach. Say for example, there's an ocean you have to cross. Well, just press the Y button and dive under a Zuma and you swim across the water in no time. The sky is by far the best, since you can literally press the Y button and she can fly around for a little bit and then start to hover down. Cool. And Chase throws tennis balls out of his pup pack. What's crazy is you can hold the Y button, just spam tennis balls like it's a Wednesday. Now, as for the vehicle controls, they're almost kind of the same, but of course they're based on the Dino movie. They move very well as well. They move definitely on the speed part. Turning is almost kind of the same, but it's also a little different as well. It can also be a little finicky trying to turn the vehicle around. It may turn some people off, but it's okay. Still control as well as you would control the other game. So it kind of is just the same balance between them both. Now, I think it's about, so after all that, which game does the controls better? Honestly, you know what? They both get a point. Both games are equal. Both games get a point for good controls and how well everything plays. Next, I think it's time we talked about the story. And this one is kind of a different debate. Both games have a story that literally fails and succeeds at times, but it feels like it has a way better part than anything. Paw Patrol World story is centered around Humdinger steals the Paw Patrol posters and it was Paw Patrol Day, and then you have to then you have to literally get the posters back after every single world, and you have to help people along the way. So it's kind of null and void. Then of course uses the supercharged battery at Barkenberg at the end and tries to use that, but his blimp ends up going haywire, and then so it's Paw Patrol save him. Then of course after that, Ryder says Humdinger and they can celebrate Paw Patrol Day and can day together, and then of course game's over. Honestly, pretty basic story. You're not gonna get much out of it, but it's okay for what it is. It's okay for what it is. The story is just okay for me. It's not like the best, but it's definitely a good plot premise for a game that came out in 2023. Now, what about Paw Patrol Dino World? Is the story better or is it lacking? Well, I would say the stories have had been better. This time, Mayor Humdinger is stealing dinosaur eggs and collecting and getting and wanted to build a dino amusement park, put a statue on a volcano. But eventually, as it through fireworks, everything goes to heck. Cave goes collapsing, Pato saves Timmy, then eventually volcano erupts, and then pups along with all the dinosaurs that you helped have to stop the volcano's eruption and everything. The ending feels kind of really kind of fun, like pretty climatic in a way. Almost feels like you're watching a movie while playing the game at the same time. So it feels kind of good. Cool. I'm doing this to say, but eventually the game's over, then you're done. So yeah, it's pretty much there with the story. But I would say overall, for the price of both stories, I would say Ultra Dino World gets the point here. The story is decent world in 2023, but not quite as deep as I thought it would be with action adventure. So I have to give the point to Paw Patrol Dino World. Up next, let's talk about progression. Now the way progression works in these games is almost kind of the same. Paw Patrol World's progression is pretty much how you expect. You do a tutorial, and then you have to talk to Ryder at any point to continue the story on. You're basically just doing some missions, some tasks for people. Some of it's kind of fun, but then some of it's just kind of straight up just the same damn thing over and over again. Like in every single world, you have to find Chicken Letta in all 4 worlds of the game. You have to go chase down Humdinger's blimp every time. Not that bad, but still. You might have to tackle doing something that you may or may not have tackled before. All that kind of stuff. I mean, you don't need a certain amount of pup treats to progress to an area or pup badges, but you do need to collect all the posters in each world to progress the story. So, yeah, it's kind of there, but also some of it just feels like some kind of padding, just some needless padding. So, yeah, it's kind of there. It's kind of there, but not the best, I would say. But what about Dino World? Well, progression is almost kind of the same, but it feels a bit more fleshed out. Dino World, of course, starts with tutorials, and you immediately are thrown into the action, given that you have to literally explore everywhere. You'll probably have an autistic dinosaur get the kids back, guy in the back. If the vehicle's doing something, of course, saving the entire island out of a volcano eruption. The cool is that there feels like there's no needless padding in between in the game. There feels like there's no needless padding as the game progresses. So you're getting kind of your game there, so you're kind of getting the void. Even though if plus there's also chase. There's like some chase sequences in between at the end of some of the missions, which is cool. We're chasing Humdinger through specific areas of the island. I think this happens like 2 or 3 times in the game. Like 3 times, which is cool. I enjoyed it, yeah. Cool. So, overall, I think both games are even in that. But I will say Dino World does it a slight bit better. So, once again, I think I'm gonna buff this up to probably that. So, yeah. Now, let's just real quickly talk about the playable characters. And yeah, Paw Patrol World gets this one up big time. Not saying the selection of characters in Dino World's bad, no. All you really have are the core 6 pups playing as in this game, and you only play as Rex one time in a chase sequence near the end. Which sure sounds good, bump up to 7, but it's not quite as fun as playing as the core 6 pups with Tracker and Everest in World. So, overall, Paw Patrol World gets the point here. It's kind of there, so yeah. It's kind of there, so just let me have some, okay? Now, I think we should talk about the open worldness of both these games. Like why they're called World. So, Paw Patrol World has around 4 different areas for you to explore. You have Adventure Bay, the jungle, Jake's Mountain, and Barkingburg. All complete areas you can explore. All these areas you can explore, collect pup trees, get pup tags, get posters, get postcards, get all that stuff. Pretty fun, free on the open. You may know what it is, or you may not. You might look up guides. You never know. But it's pretty fun to collect everything that you need to. Some of the worlds do feel like, even though the worlds are interconnected, you will have to jump to the Paw Patroller to get to each world every time. But I would say not that bad, even though if you have to use the Paw Patroller to get to the worlds, it's not that bad. All you have to do is wait until it's loading. Plus, there's NPCs who can help out as well. So it makes it kind of like you feel like kind of fair. But Paw Patrol Dino World does the open world a bit better in my opinion. Because yes, there's 4 major areas to explore. Have the Dino Plains, like the beach area, and the jungle, and finally the volcano area. What's cool about this is that after all the areas are unlocked, you can go to like each area all by yourself. Like, say you beat the game, you want to go for 100%. Well, you can go to any of the areas. You don't need the Paw Patrol or anything. You can just drive your vehicle straight there. Heck, you can do that. Heck, if you want to get to an area faster, just use the fast travel mechanic from Rex and Timmy to get you that spot, no problem. Just explore the area you are to content and collect dino eggs, like skins, star the areas, do whatever the heck you want. You're free just to mess around with the pups all you want. So yeah, since the worlds are all interconnected, it really feels like one big world. It makes the entire island feel like a natural playground. You can fly in the air, you can swim underwater, there's so much you can do. It truly feels like you're just stepping into an area where it's entirely open worldish. So basically kind of getting a win-win. Both games obviously have good open worlds, but I'm gonna give Dino what the point here, just because it feels more open. Finally, we have the soundtrack of both games. Now, this one is a bit more confusing because you're like, oh boy, one game surely wins, or maybe both games win. But I think it's important to look at this from a standpoint that probably work. Because both games handle their soundtracks quite differently in that regard. Because there's like a few different areas on how to approach the soundtrack for these games. Because like you don't, because the soundtrack may or may not be the same or different as things go on. Just saying, you know. You may or may not know how the soundtrack is. So I guess we'll start with Paw Patrol World soundtrack. The manuscript just has the main Paw Patrol theme on it. It's cool as heck, bro. Even when you're loading in, it still plays. But then, during gameplay, you really don't have much music. You have the collectibles, just some like awkward tone, and that's about it. And just the sound of vehicles, and that's about it. Really, there's barely much music. I don't know if it's the same for all four worlds or not. I mean, I'm just gonna check real quick to see if it is or not. Because I'm just kind of curious to see that. Actually, the jungle's been more. I like how those explore jungle energy to it. So, get in there for that. It's found as like this snowy Christmas area sound that makes it like you're actually close to like a snowy area biome. And we have Bargainburg, which is the last area. Bargainburg soundtrack. It's kind of like you're stepping like an actual real kingdom area. But the song in the back felt like it actually affects your experience. It actually sounds kind of good. Yeah, there's also interactive objects, so I think both games are cool. Yeah, it feels like the entire music is good. So, yes, I think the soundtrack is pretty good in World, but it's not like super, super great. It's like not hidden gem or anything. It's okay for me. It's okay for what it's trying to accomplish, okay? Up next, we actually have Dino World. And not gonna be real, we'll play this game twice. I should play more than that many times because of the soundtrack. I think I should skip those. Still lost. And the password slap in your face. This here does have no music. This is some music. See, listen. Pretty soft and smooth, if you ask me. The Dino Plains has like this Dino Spintax energy to it. Feels like you're naturally like getting your jungle adventure started. Yours is like this nice area like you're on a vacation area. Feels like you're just like an actual vacation around the beach or like you're just gonna chill at the beach for a couple hours. This feels so good to listen to. The jungle's like this prehistoric, realistic vibe sound to it. It sounds like you're just like in like a different area, like in like some kind of like big old adventure that you're going on. It's cool as heck. Volcanoes have this beep boom bop energy to it. You're just getting like the adventure going and almost done for, which is cool. Super bam boom is up to the beat. Now, which game does the soundtrack better? Well, I think it's kind of better. I think it's actually kind of better in this one, so I'm gonna give it another 0.5. And we're like 4 to 3. So yes, the music's probably more good here than this. You know what? Everybody wins. They both get a point. They both get a point here, so yeah. But there's one more aspect of these games I literally forgot to talk about. That is the customization of both these games. Both these games obviously have customization, so I figured I'd save this for last. Now, Paw Patrol World's case, customization is very good. You can customize your pup and your vehicle, and that's about it. Plus, there are payable skins for the game as well for their costumes, but that's paid DLC, so you're really not going to keep it on. Dino World has the complete opposite maneuver, giving you costumes, giving you tops for all pups, and of course, giving you skins for your vehicle, and customizing the dinosaurs. So, in that regard, I would say Paw Patrol Dino World easily has that one in the area. So, after all of that, it is clear that Paw Patrol Dino World is the better game than Paw Patrol World. Now, neither of these games are bad. I just finally wanted to compete these games against each other, see which game is obviously better. I hope to know your thoughts in the comments on what game is better in your opinion. Like, which one of these two games is better in your opinion? Honestly, everyone's gonna have their own opinion. But I just wanted to do this for a nice little, just see which game is better. So, yep, that's really gonna wrap up today's video. Let me know which one of these two games is better in the comments. Also, make sure you please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So please, let's make that dream happen. And also, let me know in the comments which one game is better in your opinion. Until then, I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. So, peace out. See you later, alligators. Bye-bye.